Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Alyssa. Guys, welcome back to another wedding series episode. This one is super exciting because I finally went dress shopping and I said yes to the dress. Going dress shopping is actually something I've been putting off, which might be a weird thing to say, but I have been super nervous about going dress shopping. Like, just the thought of it was giving me so much anxiety because although I've pretty much planned out every other aspect of my wedding like since I've been in high school, I never really thought about a dress just because I had some stuff that I really liked and thought might look good on me. But only until probably like the most recent wedding trends have I ever seen a wedding dress that I actually really loved. I would say like up until 2 years ago, I've almost just not really cared about every single wedding dress I've seen, whether it be at weddings, on Say Yes to the Dress, on social media. I just tend to think that, I don't know, it's really hard for me to like wedding dresses, if that makes sense. So when it came to looking for myself, I was obviously super nervous because I've never seen like a celebrity or someone in a magazine or someone where I was like, oh my God, that is the most beautiful wedding dress I've ever seen. I would die for that dress. Probably because I'm very like simple and minimal and that sort of thing. So when the like classy, modern, minimalist, timeless, satin, sexy vibe started becoming like a trend within the last couple of years, I finally started to visualize what I could see myself wearing for my wedding. So I went ahead and like probably a month ago made 3 appointments for this past Saturday, June 4th. I went to 1 in the morning, then we had lunch, then we had another appointment, and then dinner. So it was a super fun day. I brought my mom, my grandma, my maid of honor, Allie, and Dean's mom. So as any bride-to-be would, I started Pinteresting and I created a whole board. I have a whole wedding board, but it's private because I don't want anybody to see it. So I created a whole board for the dresses that I really liked that I could potentially see myself in. So I will pop up some of the inspos here. And then I went on the website for each individual bridal store that I was going to, and I started kind of narrowing down what I liked within what they had posted on their website, but I knew there would probably be more in the actual store. So, but let's give the adjectives, the fabrics, the fits, the styles that I had in mind. I really liked like a trumpet or a fit and flare, or just kind of like a more fitted gown, or I think it's A-line style. I'll pop up a picture of exactly what I mean, but I didn't want any lace, any beading, no other fabrics besides like a clean, plain fabric. Very plain. The adjectives that came to mind were like timeless, sexy, artistic, nostalgic, romantic, like all of that vibe.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
All right, so getting into the first store, I tried on this really beautiful fit and flare gown, and I loved the bow detail on the back. Something that I found myself starting to really like throughout this process was any fun details where I could, since the fit and fabric that I wanted were so minimal. I wanted to add like a little pop of something. I didn't really like the fabric. It was a little heavy, but I really loved the bow and I loved the top of the dress near the breast area. Really wasn't in love with this one, but I feel like we are making progress. This one was also really pretty. I loved the shape and I loved the fabric. I loved the way that it made the girl sit, and the buttons in the back were really pretty, but ultimately the V was a little bit too deep for me. You could definitely see my scar. So for this one, this was actually just kind of like an elimination round. I told my stylist that I didn't want beading, but I told her I also wanted to be super open-minded. So she suggested just trying on a beading one just so I could really be able to eliminate that and know that I didn't want that. So I'm glad that she did that, because this one, I loved the fit of it. The train was absolutely gorgeous, but yeah, it was super uncomfortable, and beading just like doesn't feel like me, which is, you know, that's totally okay. So we knew that that one was out, and then we moved on to the next one. This A-line was absolutely stunning. The fabric, the front, the train, the detail on the back, it was gorgeous. This is probably my second favorite fit of all of them. Like if I just didn't want something a little bit more form-fitting, I think this dress would have been, you know, definitely close to exactly what I wanted. It made me feel very small and petite, and I just felt really pretty in this dress. Unfortunately, I think I was just really looking for something more form-fitting. This dress was my most favorite I tried on at this store. The front, I loved the draping. It was absolutely gorgeous. The train was minimal, but I thought it was very delicate and romantic. I loved the fit of it. I thought I looked extremely beautiful in it, and I actually ended up putting it on again at the end. So this other one, I loved the fabric. It was so comfortable, and that's what I was really looking for. Like this fabric and the other one that I said was my favorite, were definitely my favorite fabrics of the entire selection of dresses that I tried on. I loved the detail. My grandma and I both said it looked like a Roman statue. However, I just didn't like the seam near the butt area. I thought it was really unflattering. So unfortunately, that kind of did me in for that dress. Then I tried on this beautiful gown. Like the back was absolutely stunning. That bow is unreal. And I actually loved the blush pink color. I would have been able to order it in like an ivory, but the blush pink was so cute. We kept saying it was like Barbie's wedding dress. So it was really fun to try on. The back was just unreal, but I don't think I was super in love with the way that the front was. And then I tried on my favorite one again with a veil and a bouquet, and I just started crying because everything felt so real. Putting on the veil really did me in, because I want a super long veil. I want it to be a long dramatic veil. So seeing all the pieces put together was extremely emotional for me, and I was obsessed with this dress. Like this dress definitely could have been the one, but ultimately the more that I thought about it, one, I wanted to be able to keep my options open and go to my other 2 appointments, but I also felt like I just needed something more. Like it almost just felt too simple. So that was kind of my reasoning for that. And so I asked my stylist if I could make another appointment to come back next week, just in case I didn't find anything for the rest of the day. And my stylist was so nice. Her and I got along so well, and she really just knew my vibe and my style, and she was so awesome. So I was so happy to have started the day with such a nice stylist who made me feel really beautiful and confident.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
All right, now on to the second shop. This one the showroom was so beautiful. It had like painted white brick, and we also got champagne, so that was awesome. The first dress, when I opened my eyes and like saw it all on, it was the first one where I was really like, oh my God, this could actually be my dress. I felt so sexy in this dress. The fit was absolutely perfect. The train was perfect. I love the back detail. I love the slit. The slit is so sexy, but I think my only concern was like, I don't really love high slits like that when like someone is walking. So like when I'm walking down the aisle, I just didn't really know how it would look, especially since my thighs are kind of like my biggest insecurity area. I didn't really want to highlight that with a slit. However, this dress was like the perfect standing dress. It was just absolutely gorgeous. I felt stunning in it, and I actually ended up putting it on again later. So this second dress was a little bit more my vibe and also not my vibe. I loved the satiny material. I loved the front. The draping on the front was stunning. If you can't see a theme here, I really loved the draping in the breast area. The train was unreal. I just did not love the seam on this one near the knee. It was a weird diagonal, and the satin came out kind of weird on me. And I don't know, something about it I just didn't really love. But again, the back was absolutely stunning. I love the tie back with like the fabric hanging down. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. That was like such a beautiful and big train. Again, I think it was just like the seam that totally ruined it for me. And then I tried on kind of like a satiny, chiffon-y type material in this dress. The back was really cool with the ties going all along the back. It has a much smaller train, but again, the front was absolutely beautiful. I loved the fit, and if you're not already seeing the theme, the draping on the front was right up my alley. I don't think, like, the back was cool. I just don't think that I absolutely loved it. It was a beautiful dress. Again, it just didn't feel like mine. Then this next dress was definitely a fan favorite. My whole family that came with me was obsessed with this dress. Of course, they didn't want to tell me right away because they didn't want their opinions to alter mine. I loved this dress. This looked almost identical to this picture that I'll pop up here. That's been like in my mind for the longest time. It was definitely the most similar to that. Back was just stunning. It was completely open. It was so beautiful. She also attached a bow, which really gave it like an extra oomph. It was a little hard to imagine on me because it was really big on me, and I just couldn't imagine how it would look on and altered and stuff like that. But this was the second dress that I actually almost said yes to. This one, it's like so simple, but the back was so sexy. And then she added like beautiful bead detailings on the back, and I thought that was so fun, and it just gave it like another element. And then I put on the veil, and I felt so beautiful, so overwhelmed with like joy, because I genuinely could see myself walking down the aisle in this. The second veil I put on was like, I was obsessed with it. It's the most beautiful fabric. Like, I'm so obsessed with it. I'm still thinking about it. And I told her that my fiance was a videographer, and she showed me this one because she was like, this one is like right up a videographer's alley. The way that it flows is just absolutely stunning. Again, I literally almost said yes to this one, but I wanted to put on the first one again and try it with a veil. This one was probably my favorite that I had tried on the whole day. The first dress at the second shop with the kind of more opaque veil. I gave the last one like a 9.5, and then I gave the first one that I retried on with the veil like a 9.75. It was stunning. I loved the way that my body looked in it. I felt so beautiful. I could really picture myself walking down the aisle. It was really overwhelming because I definitely thought I was gonna come back. I actually made an appointment to come back the next day because I was pretty convinced if I didn't find anything at the third shop, I was gonna say yes to the first dress that I tried on at the second shop. Me and the stylist, I honestly felt like we were just like long friends. She was so nice. She was like the best hype woman in the world. And I felt really bad because there were two dresses here that I almost said yes to. So now we are on to the third shop. And I'm sure you can assume, since I'm showing all of those dresses that I loved so much, that it is not the dress that I picked, because I will not be showing the dress that I picked in this video. It's gonna have to be a secret until the wedding. So we go to the third shop. This shop was so cool, so artistic. They had dresses hanging in the most beautiful way. The owner was so nice. I worked directly with the owner. She let me go out and, you know, go through all the dresses and pick the ones that I liked. And so I picked like one, and then when I came back, she had 3 others that she picked for me, or 3 or 4 others that she picked for me. Lana Del Rey was playing, so let me just start with that. Lana Del Rey was playing, who is my favorite artist, and I kind of felt like that was almost a sign that Lana, my favorite singer, my favorite artist, was playing in this shop. So I started to feel really, really good about this shop. I will say, like, these dresses, out of the 3 shops, the dresses at the 3rd shop were entirely more my vibe. The sexy, the simple, the slip dress, the satin, like the dainty straps, like it was totally more my vibe, more than any other dress that I had tried on at the other shops. This satin looked like the most delicate fabric weaved from the gods. Like, I don't even know. The train was unreal. The straps, the V-cut. The only thing I didn't like about the cut was that you could see the scar that I have on my chest. But other than that, the V in the back, the sexy little delicate straps, the fabric, the color, everything was so stunning. I was like, oh my God, I like actually might have a chance here to find something different, because although I liked the dresses at the 2nd shop, I almost felt like they weren't unique enough for me. They weren't different enough for me, and I have a little bit of an individuality complex. So I felt like at the shop I might find something that is just everything I want. The simple, the sexy, but also has like a super unique element. 2nd dress was so beautiful. It had a cross back and the cowl in the front and the back, which I thought was so pretty. It didn't really have a train. She actually called it a puddle, which I thought was super cute. With this one, I kind of was like, okay, I think I actually really like having a little bit of a train. So then I tried on this 3rd dress, the corset. It was a lot different than any of the dresses that I tried on. A beautiful dress, but it wasn't mine. The next dress that I tried on is actually a fabric that I didn't think that I would really like. It was absolutely stunning. I loved the back. I loved the train. I loved the front of it. The straps were so delicate. I loved that it had the little bit of the cowl in the front, and then in the back it was like more of a V. When I put this on, I was like, okay, we are getting somewhere. Like, I put on a veil with it because I loved it so much. It was beautiful, but I still had one more dress that I needed to try on. So I went back in.
Okay, she's different.
Oh, she's, look at back.
Oh, I do love that.
Pretty. This is just more me.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
artsy.
Yes, it's different.
It's different. Tried on the very last dress of the day. Lana Del Rey was playing. It was emotional. This dress, obviously, I can't say too much about it because it is the dress that I chose, but everything about it was perfect. And I feel like I'm getting a little emotional. It was the most unique and different dress that I tried on. Like, even showing you all of these dresses, like, it really wouldn't give away what I picked. I don't really know what else to say because I don't want to give it away, but I'm so happy. I literally look at the dress every single day. I feel so beautiful in it. When I tried it on, I absolutely knew it was my dress. It was like no questions asked. Every other dress that I liked throughout the day just kind of paled in comparison, and this was the first time I felt in my heart, in my soul, I was like, I'm literally wearing my wedding dress. There's no question about it, and it's just so funny because I didn't think that was gonna happen for me, and that's exactly what happened for me. So I said yes to the dress. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you guys. Like, the price was even right. Like, everything, I can't believe it. It was so fun to be with my mom and my grandma, my maid of honor, and Dean's mom. And we just got to have like such a fun girls' day, just trying on dresses, having so much fun, and eating good food. So I can't believe something that I anticipated for so long is already over. Like, I can't believe the day's already over. And I know the wedding day is gonna go by super fast like that as well. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of my wedding series. I finally said yes to the dress. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can keep updated with everything I post, including the future wedding series episodes. And of course, don't forget to leave a like and maybe even a comment, whatever you feel like doing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.